Welcome on back, everybody. Back to Comic Conquest. We're back this week. Young Justice. We're going to break down this little arc that just kind of passed with Artemis, Orphan, Cassandra, Cheshire,
Lady Shiva,
Raish at the end. It's a lot to talk about, actually, I think. We'll start off with, of course, Onyx and Cassandra. The
Savage.
mole.
Cassandra Savage, daughter of Vandal Savage.
But also Cassandra
Kane.
Lady Shiva's daughter.
Eventually Kane. It's not Kane right now.
Yeah, it's not Kane yet.
I don't remember what it is. It's something.
I can't. I don't
doesn't
ask
matter.
me.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. But of course we see Artemis and her sort of team working with trying to figure out what's the deal with Cassandra and Onyx, and then of course Lady Shiva, Black Spider.
I love Black Spider.
Who else comes through? Who's
the glowing person that loses limbs and then just
reattaches them. Yep.
I've never seen that person ever.
Does Shade? Is Shade there? I forget.
Yeah, that's how they get him.
So they take I was gonna say Cassandra. They take Orphan. And then we see Artemis go. Well, Artemis gets help from Cheshire, and then of course we go to Santa Prisca to try to get this. Basically this whole arc is.
I mean, yeah. You also kind of skipped like the very beginning.
Did I? What was the beginning?
The beginning. We talked about the beginning last time, which was Artemis getting the news that Connor's gone to dust. But basically, from there, Onyx shows up at, and we didn't really talk about Onyx last time. But Onyx shows up at Artemis's work, right? Coming to like say, hey, there's this mole coming. And then Cassandra also shows up at the same time, like, hey, there's this mole coming. And then from there, they're both imprisoned.
Yeah.
And then we're just trying to see who we can trust.
But we also kind of focus on this flashback, and Oracle is obviously has a connection to Cassandra. Cassandra Kane or Orphan, not Kane yet. I'm gonna fucking so confused.
It doesn't matter. Cassandra Kane is the.
But we see a flashback to the Joker, and of course, Orphan's first mission with the Light is to assassinate the Joker, and we see the whole Bat family.
He's very angry about that one episode, like 10 years ago, where the Light set up this legion of fake Doom, and the Joker was the only one who didn't know it was fake, and he just finds out.
So funny. Even the Riddler knew.
Riddler.
In this universe, Barbara Gordon is Oracle not because Joker shot and touched her, because Cassandra King cuts her spine in half.
Because Cassandra was about to go kill Joker, and Barbara gets Joker out of the way. Although, I mean, she really shouldn't have. It would have saved a lot of hassle. I'm gonna be honest here. But like, she pushes Joker out of the way, and Cassandra accidentally, slices her back, and now she's paralyzed. And Dick's there, and he's like, "Holy shit, bro!" And Barbara's like, I didn't do it to save the Joker. I did it to save you. I'm like, aww. You don't know this person though, but okay.
Yeah.
A little rushed, I'm not gonna lie.
And then of course we get that's like Orphan's origin.
Yeah, that's where Orphan comes from.
But then of course we flash back and they're rescuing. It's funny this whole time. Cassandra Savage, to be specific, is like one arming. I thought it was so funny. But of course we go into the Santa Prisca base. They're saving Cassandra. They find out. Do you want to take it from here? What are we? I was kind of.
We're good now.
What did you hear? I don't even.
They find out. Oh, where were we?
They're on Santa Prisca, and then they find out.
Oh, Cassandra's the mole.
Yeah, and that she was
download
wearing.
shit.
She was wearing one of the charms. Yep.
Yeah. Call back to season 2. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. So Cassandra Savage was the mole, of course, and working with Lady Shiva to trick Onyx, trick the Artemis, to trick Cassandra. Full tomfoolery just for them to steal the data, Justice League data from Artemis' secret base.
But then Barbara just fucking EMPs that shit, so it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. But we see our heroes are trapped. Of course, Cheshire also reappears.
Kicks ass. And we get probably one of the fucking coolest fight scenes I've seen in animation history. And then I find out that Arcane did a very similar thing.
Yeah. We get a fight scene, of course, as our heroes are surrounded. The lights go out. And
everybody who has a glowing part of it's so cool.
Yeah,
so fucking cool.
Really great. The animation's top notch. And they remind you this is an adult show, bro. I mean, the amount of blood and murder. I mean, particularly in a scene later with Lady Shiva.
Yeah, it gets to the point where Shade's like, "Oh shit, Cheshire is here. I owe her a favor," and kind of gets
call back
fuck
to
out
season 3. Yeah, which I didn't remember, and then I was watching season 3 again, and I was like, "Oh yeah, there's a bunch of callbacks." I mean, the writing in the show, I could fucking suck these guys' dick all day. It's so good, right? Because they're able to call everything back. They connect every little piece. We get the connection to the Bat, the way they connect Artemis and Cheshire to the Bat family and Orphan, back to Lady Shiva, back to Cheshire. It's just it works so good. But of course, it's we see Cassandra fight Lady Shiva, and fucking Barbara Gordon's sweating in the chair, so she's like, "Artemis, handle this," and then Artemis whooshing right through the fucking leg.
Thigh.
The thigh. It was pretty gnarly.
That's gotta hurt.
Yep, and then Shade, of course, cashes in Cheshire's favor, saves them, and then we get the scene that I was talking about earlier with Lady Shiva jumping through and just cutting her own dudes in half.
What happened?
Push him back in!
I was just like, what the fuck is happening?
Fucking gnarly, dude.
Dude, she literally, I mean, we keep talking about it, of course, Superboy and the fucking, but this scene, I think, overtook that with
the newest episode too. Like, fuck.
Yeah, it's a lot. Of course, they escape. New Genosphere. The Genosphere comes, helps out. And then we see Cassandra going again against Lady Shiva, and a lot of emotion there, huh?
This time, Cassandra just decides to say fuck it and stabs her mom right through the stomach.
Yep.
Good shit. And Shiva's fine. She'll be good.
Yeah,
probably.
she'll be healed.
It's just intestine.
Of course,
you don't need that.
They mix in also something great, which I wanted to see. I forget when it's mixed in, but the Miss Martian stuff.
Oh yeah, every so often.
Yeah, they
There's
give you little taste of this every so often, and you see. I mean, you really feel the emotion, right? It's this show we've been watching for 10 years now. Um,
off and on.
yeah, you really feel the heart here because Miss Martian, that scene particular where she confronts her brother is just like,
She just fucking kills everyone.
yeah, I
Well,
mean,
not really, but it looks like it.
yeah,
Might
but
as well.
she's pissed. Of course, her and John and now her sister are coming back to Earth, on Baby, the fucking new bio ship.
We didn't talk about that. How
Yeah,
the bioship got replaced by Baby, and that is sad. Rip biosphere. I mean bioship.
bioship.
So many bio.
There's so much shit. What else happens? Oh,
Everybody goes home and hugs each other. Oh wait, no. There's the
on the farm.
Oh, there's
the saddest.
that. Oh my god.
We could talk about this. We could talk about. We'll talk about this at the end.
I was gonna talk about the
more.
fucking assassin rehabilitation.
Yeah. We'll talk about this first. So of course our heroes survive. They go back to the Cheshire safe house, and it gets too real for Cheshire, right? Because Cheshire, we find out that Artemis was gonna have Cheshire live with them again. Of course, Cheshire freaks out, leaves. They track. Oracle, luckily, was tracking Cheshire. We go to Infinity Island, where we see Iroh if he stayed in the Fire Nation. What's this guy's name? What's his name?
Sensei,
yeah.
Sensei.
He's literally Iroh if Iroh was in the Fire Nation the whole time.
Yeah, if Iroh was loyal to Fire Nation through and through, that's this.
But of course, we get this emotional scene, whatever, blah blah blah, family, Dominic Toretto.
It was wild that they got Vin Diesel to come in for that.
Yeah, right. He just pulls up with the Charger. Anyway,
Cheshire. It's
we
about
find out
family.
Sensei is willing to rehabilitate these poor assassin children, and of course we get to see the Red Hooded Ninja. I don't know who that could be, guys.
Who is it? Who could it be?
But we're running rehabilitation camp, and then we see Raish again, of course, who is too nice this episode.
I know. Honestly, I don't think he actually has a plan. I think I think the writers are like, haha, you think there's gonna be like, he's just like, I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah, he's just chilling, being Raish, you know. He's got
He's like, I got a grandchild now. I'm good.
Yeah, so it was so off-putting for me because I'm like, what the fuck is Raish? Like, he comes out with a smile. He's like, for the detective.
He's like, yeah, we mentally fucked you up.
But yeah, so of course we get this rehabilitation thing, and you know, Artemis is reluctant, but lets them go. And then, is that it? Is there anything else before we talk about this?
Nah, they all go home. Everybody has a hug.
Yeah. And then we get one of the most, like, honestly, like, just pure depression moments of
Baby John.
Baby John on the Kent family farm asking when Uncle Connor's gonna go because Wolf is here. Yeah, it's hard, right? Because it's literally, we're watching a kids, right? We're watching a show that I was watching 10 years ago as a child in my home, and you have a scene of Superman explaining to his son
about death.
Literally. It's hard to watch, right?
Yeah, it is, because I was also, it's just sad, because like Superman never thought he could die, like anybody.
Yeah, right, because
that's the thing. He doesn't really have to. He didn't think he would have to explain that.
Yeah, and it's hard, right? And of course, we see later that night Clark, being the bitch boy he is, on the porch crying. But it really does put a power check on him, right? Because Connor is a literal clone of Superman, and if Connor could die,
I think
Superman's
it's
not.
more he's worried about his son because Connor was half human and John is half human.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's more worried about.
I'm also interested, right? Of course, this is seasons ahead. Are they gonna change Jonathan's powers to match Connor's more because he's also half human? Because of course right now, son of Superman, Jonathan is John's Superman on Earth.
He's like
That's
nearly
all
identical, right?
Yeah, they have literally the same powers. That's a topic for another day, though. Well, let's review this mini arc first.
Okay.
I forget what we're doing. This is fucking.
I was stoked.
everywhere.
I was stoked this entire arc, by the way. Like,
yeah, this arc.
Here's the scale for reference. We're not putting little the mini arcs on the scale.
We'll put a final. But this arc specifically is like straight Young Justice. We're back on Earth. We're working with these characters that we've developed. It was great. And of course, you get that hint of Bat Family. You get that hint of Damian Wayne. You get that hint of Red Hood that we know.
I'm convinced that they're saving Dick for last. I have a feeling. I have a feeling that they have something real good for that, and it's going to be Zatanna, Rocket, Aqualad, and then Dick.
Yeah. But we'll move the review. What are you giving? What did we give? Do you remember what we gave?
I think
first?
we did like 7.5.
7.5. That sounds about right.
I'd give this one 8. 8.5.
8.5.
It just got better.
Easily. The way they developed the story and connect it. I mean, I've said it already this episode. The way the writers connect the fucking mini little shit and they connect all these characters together. It's just like
nothing's forgotten.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've sucked their dick long enough. We'll go to the predictions and the episode that we just got with Zatanna.
The first Zatanna episode contained characters I couldn't really give a shit about.
Of course, we saw her disciples and Mary from the Shazam family.
Mary Marvel, yes.
Yep.
We've got Khalid. What is it?
Bunch of fucking characters I don't care about, really.
And then there's also 13, which
but we
was
get
introduced last season, but nobody really gives a shit.
But we get the new Lord of Chaos coming back to Earth. The child, yes.
Yes, Baby Yoda's come.
Yes. And then of course we see the Vandal Savage stuff, which is the way they've developed Vandal Savage over this whole show, of course.
The last 2 seasons especially.
Yeah. And it keeps getting better, I think, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, overall, I was kind of bored this episode because it's a bunch of characters that I'm not really too familiar with. Zatanna, we've only had like a minimum of with her, so I don't know. I'll be interested to see if they can make me care.
If we're going off Phantoms, right, we have Miss Martian's Phantom, her brother, and now I guess you could kind of categorize Superboy as her Phantom now. Artemis. We had Artemis, Cheshire. We had I could even throw, I think, like Cassandra and Barbara in there. I
think
a little bit.
Shiva would be more of Cassandra's
Shiva, yes, you're Phantom. Right. If I think about Zatanna's Phantom,
it'd be Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate, who we see this episode.
Just sitting in a chair.
Yeah, just relaxing.
He's got a fucking like soda. He's like,
And I have a little soft spot for all the Dr. Fate stuff. I think it's always cool to see.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Dr. Fate stuff in this has always been like an emotional.
They really emphasize
kind of
the helmet and stuff, and of course, Vandal Savage relates because it's his son.
Who was his son? Yeah.
Yep. But we also see at the end the Phantom Stranger, which is an interesting character to throw in. The Phantom Stranger is the guy that narrated this whole episode, basically.
Oh, is that who he is? Okay.
Yeah, and talking.
I was like, who the fuck is this?
Talking to Vandal Savage at the end, which is like an interesting because the Phantom Stranger is like just some guy basically, but they're obviously trained. Yes. and they're turning his character they're kind of like, to me, the Phantom Stranger's like a fucking D-list character, but they're trying to make him talk to Vandal Savage, who's like an A-list villain. But the Phantom Stranger, of course, is related to the mystical stuff of the DC universe and like kind of in that Constantine level of.
I thought we were gonna see Constantine. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm interested to see, right, because he keeps talking about balance. The two Lords of Chaos have come. What's his name?
The cat's name is Teakle. Clarion.
Clarion, there you go.
Fuck. And
Clarion
I
and
love
Child
Clarion,
here.
and
so I'm interested to fucking see maybe if Naboo is the Lord of Order, if we get another Lord of Order. Yeah, also, we're talking about, like, this adult show. I mean, the child literally dissected the human body and that was just part of, like, that was just, like,
it's just kind
a
of
side piece of the episode.
Oh, look at that. It's a medical study. Damn, that's wild.
Child show.
We made it for you when you were 9.
So I'm interested to see maybe if we get another Lord of Order come. I'm not too familiar with the Lord of Order and Chaos stuff.
I'm not familiar with any of this shit.
Of the DC universe, so I'm interested to see what they do and maybe what other characters they pair with Zatanna, right? Of course, Artemis and Orphan and Barbara Gordon were kind of like the paired characters there. I'm interested to see who they pair with Zatanna if they do that for the thing. I'm also waiting for Mary's decision because obviously they're gonna hype that up.
Yeah, for sure. Also, depressed Gar. So sad.
Oh yes, we totally forgot about this. Garfield is.
He looks like
not
shit.
happening. Yeah.
And then the demon den mother, whatever the fuck. I don't know. Maybe that guy, Blue Demon. Is his name literally Blue Demon?
His name's literally like Blue Devil or something.
Oh, that's lame as shit. But okay. But yeah. Anyway, that's about it. Before we just keep rambling on, what's coming up, Cole? What videos we got?
Spider-Man, I think, is obviously a big topic coming up. December.
We got our tickets, guys. Don't worry. But if you want them, they're $100 each. So.
Really, I'd flip them for more, son.
Starting price, starting bid.
I'm trying to think 100. What other. Spider-Man's like the main thing I think everybody wants.
I think we've said we were gonna do some movie rankings.
Oh, movie ranking. Oh yes, the ultimate tier list video, where we fix our scales and stuff. Yes.
Yeah. So that way it's definitive. Anyway.
Some other in-person videos.
Yeah, because we're gonna see each other finally for once. Alright.
Let's fucking this is a little gay now.
Got it fucking Yos.